12:51.
12:51.
12:51 a.m.
As a judge, first and foremost, on the Student Radio Awards panel, just something a little bit different is what I always look for. Like I mentioned before, everyone has done the "have you heard this weird news story?" And Paul, who was on our show, used to have a very good point where he'd say, if all you can say about that story is, "oh, I can't believe that story," you haven't really added anything to it. You just read it off a news page on the internet. And obviously that's a lot easier, even more now, to access. But yeah, like I say, something original, something that you know will make you and your friends laugh, and especially things that are relatable to a student audience. Because not only will that work on air, because you're talking to them, you've seen an influx in the last year or so, or certainly this year I have, of features centred around Tinder, which maybe in a year's time will be quite worn out and everything's sort of been done. The Pitbull Kesha Timber remix has been done, I can tell you that for free. But yeah, things like that are very student-centric, I always look for. And yeah, like I said, it's not only will it relate to you and your friends, but more importantly, your audience. And as a Student Radio Awards judge, that's what you're looking for, that content that can only ever appear really on student radio. But it can come from anything. It can come from when we had my mum on, and she would think she was on there to do cake recipes, but the real comedy came from me chatting to her 2 hours before we went on air and then editing up her responses to make her look like an idiot, a la Westwood used to be done on Moyles. But it can be literally anything. If you've got a funny housemate, if you just want to go out onto campus and chat to people on campus about absolutely anything, the simplest thing, you can just go and ask them their opinion on any subject and you will get a variety of answers which will be entertaining, trust me, on the radio, especially if you do a sort of current topical issue. But like I said, when revision time rolls around, that's a very relatable subject that only students can do. So if you can make some feature around that or around an escape from the stress of revision, then that's always good. But first and foremost, anything that makes you and your friends laugh will be a good feature, because if it's good enough for that group of people, it will be good enough for your student audience, hopefully.